Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Today in this video tutorial we'll see what is Amazon DynamoDB and how you can use it. Also we'll see how the global replication can be done. Okay, so let's start. What is DynamoDB? Amazon DynamoDB is a very fast and flexible NoSQL database service. It you can use for all applications, okay, which is required very fast and consistent, and you need very good performance, also with high scalability. Okay, and it is fully managed database, and it supports both document as well as key value data models. Okay, so due to this reliable high flexible data model and reliable performance, it's a very great fit for mobile, web gaming, IoT devices and many other applications. Okay, so here is the difference between the SQL and the NoSQL database. Okay, so what is the difference? SQL databases are primarily called RDBMS or relational databases. So NoSQL databases are primarily called as non-relational or distributed databases, or you can say it as not only SQL. Okay, so traditional RDBMS uses SQL syntax and queries to analyze and get the data for further insights. They are used for OLAP systems. For NoSQL, NoSQL database system consists of various kind of database technologies. These databases were developed in response to the demands presented for the development of the modern application. Okay, and here SQL is for structured query language, and this NoSQL is no declarative query language. SQL databases are table based databases. It's a tabular model. Okay, but NoSQL databases can be it is actually document based and key value pairs. It's for graph databases. Okay, all the data stored as a key value pairs. Then SQL databases have a predefined schema, whereas in NoSQL databases it uses dynamic schema for unstructured data. Okay, here again SQL databases are vertically scalable, whereas NoSQL databases are horizontal scalable. Some examples are there for SQL is Oracle, Postgres, MySQL and MSQL. Whereas in NoSQL databases like your DynamoDB, MongoDB, Redis, Cassandra, etc. Okay, so here is the difference between SQL and NoSQL. You will have some ideas about what is NoSQL and why you are going to learn DynamoDB. So here some basics of DynamoDB. So what is that? It's stored on SSD storage and it spreads across 3 geographically distinct data center. Okay, and it has the eventual consistent reads. So what is eventual consistent reads? Consistency across all copies of data is usually reached within a second. Repeating a read after a certain should return the updated data. It provides best read performance. Okay, so it provides consistency across all copies of the data. Okay, all copies of the data means the number of copies, the replications you make globally. Okay, all the copies, the read is consistently across all the copies whatever you keep in the other regions. Okay, and it has a strongly consistent reads. Also strongly consistent read returns a result that reflects all writes that received a successful response prior to the read. Okay, so it is strongly consistent read. So let's see how we can create the DynamoDB table and how we can add items into it. Log into your AWS management console and click on DynamoDB. Okay, so once you click in, it will just open the DynamoDB dashboard. Okay, so here you can see Amazon DynamoDB dashboard, right? What it gives, just click on the left hand side you will see here dashboard, tables. Okay, click on tables. You'll see here there are no tables inside it, so you have to just click on the create tables. It will take some time. Okay, and you can just give the table name as suppose any table name like product table, product DB. Okay, and the primary key, you have to give a primary key as like a product ID. Okay, product ID, and then select it as number. You have to select as numeric. Okay, and here is the table settings. Leave it as default. So here it gives no secondary index, if you see, and provisioned capacity set to 5 reads and 5 writes. That means it provides the 5 reads and 5 writes simultaneously. Okay, and basic alarms with 80% upper threshold using SNS topic. So it uses SNS topic DynamoDB to send the alerts. Remove, and it uses the encryption also reset. You can add the tags. Add tags, just give name. Okay, name of the value, you can give something, suppose product database. Okay, and then just hit create. Once you hit create, it will take a few seconds of time to get the table created. Okay, so table is being created. Now our table is getting created. Let's see, it's got created already. If you see, go and see the details. Here it uses dynamic stream details. I'll show you where to use this stream. Okay, and the table details, if you see here, the table name is called product DB, and it has a primary key, product ID, and it's a numeric primary key ID. The encryption, default encryption it uses. Table status active and created March 20, and the read capacity is 5, and we set the auto like default settings like 5 and read, 5 write, and the region yours is your region, it is created, and this is the ARN through which we can connect the DynamoDB. Okay, the API setup you can do with this ARN. So let's go and see the items, if there are any items created. Here there are no items. Okay, so the primary key is created only the product ID, so we can add or create new items. Click on create items. Here just give the product ID, suppose 01, and append a new item. Okay, suppose we select a string, and it is like product name. Okay, suppose, yeah, and we can give the product value also. Suppose I give the value as you can touch light. You can just touch light, and then we can add one more column. You can say, okay, when you click on append here, you can see there are lots of other options. Item type, you can just see it like binary, number set, binary set, map, list, boolean. All these options also available. So okay, so let's string, select string. Okay, and just type the suppose the company name of the product. Suppose you can give ABC Co. Okay, then save it. Okay, so once you save it, the item will get created on the table. Right here, if you want to add new more item, you can add it, or else click save. Okay, see here the items are item created, and there are 3 items being added. It's the product ID, company, and the product name. Okay, now you can create one more item. Suppose the product ID 02. Okay, you can append the product name. You can string, give the product name. Okay, suppose here we can give not stove. Okay, and you can add the company name. Again, append new key here, so just append string, just did the company name. Okay, yeah, company, you can give the company, suppose theta. Save it. Once you save, it's been added. Two items, you can see it here, on tier 1 product ID, tier 2. Okay, and here also edit options are there. You can easily edit the keys. Suppose here is given data. If you want to change it, just remove and write. Suppose I'm going to write XYZ co. Just type XYZ co and save it. Okay, can save. See, here it is changed to XYZ. So you can change it whatever you want. Okay, now if you go and see, here is the actions are there. You can edit. If you select and edit or delete whatever you want, you can do that. Select the row, which select the key which you want to delete. Also, it has an option called export to CSV file. So select all the records or the specific record what you want to see. It is downloaded now. Go and check how it is look like. And remember, the data stored in the DynamoDB table is in the JSON format. Okay, JSON format is Java specific object notation, right? See, here the CSV file is there, and you can see the data has been downloaded. You can close it. Now we saw how to create items and add records into it. Okay, so once you add the items and the records are added, so you can also view the records. Okay, query the records or the scan the records. There are two options is provided: scan or query. Okay, select the scan and just select the filter, and you have to add the give the attribute. The attribute is nothing but the column name. Okay, the key you have to give as the attribute. Suppose here the key, remember the key whatever you are typing here should be the key given here. Okay, and give the contains, okay, or begins with, and suppose the company is a string, so you have to give string and XYZ. Here it is. So it is just scanning the database, scanning the table and giving out the records. Okay, if you are going to give, suppose product ID, remember the product ID is a numeric, right, number. So you have to select as number and then give the number as suppose 01 and search it, and it gives 01. Okay, in this way you can scan the table. Here are the options are there, and you have to just select, okay, whatever things you don't want to, just give in the filter column and find it out. Also the same way we also do for the query. Okay, select query, and here the filter options also there. If you see, the partition key or the primary key is just the product ID, right, and it is gray color. You have to give the value as 01 and then start search. See, okay, it provides the expression. Okay, so what we did, we just gave the product ID here, number equal to 1. We cannot, the filter expression can only contains non-primary key. So here we cannot give product ID because our product ID is a primary key here. So just give company and change it to string. Okay, and it contains or begins with, okay, something like XYZ or ABC. Just type ABC and start search. Here it is. So it query out the result. Okay, so here if you just give contains also co, see, ABC co, it provides ABC co, and if you do search for 2 also, it gives the same result. Okay, So in this way you can do either scan the table, okay, or query the table. Okay, if you want to delete a table, just go and select the table which you want to delete. Okay, suppose product DB, I'm going to delete it. Select and click on the delete table. So here the options are there to select delete all CloudWatch alarms for this table, or create a backup before deleting this table. So normally we don't delete a table directly, because we normally keep the sensitive keep the data as a backup and then delete the table. Select that or leave it. Then once you do, just type delete to get a confirmation. After that, click delete. So the table will get deleted. See, it's being deleted now. Okay, so just go to dashboard, and if you want to see, there will be no tables inside it. It's deleted. What is the scan table and query table? Okay, so a scan operation reads every item in a table or a secondary index, and it by default a scan operation returns all of the data attributes for every item in the table or the index. And you can use the projection expression parameter so that can only return some of the attributes rather than all of them. Okay, and what about the query tables? The query operation finds items based on the primary key value. Okay, and you can query any table or secondary index that has a composite primary key or the partition key or sort key. So in scan table, a filter expression is applied after the scan is finished. Okay, but before the results are returned. In case of query table, a filter expression is applied after a query finishes but before the results are returned. Okay, here are some advanced topic. DynamoDB accelerator, DAX. So what is DynamoDB accelerator? It is fully managed the high available in-memory cache. I'll show you in example how this in-memory cache works. Okay, and it provides 10x performance improvement rather than the normal cache whenever a developer sets it, and it reduces request time from milliseconds to microseconds even after heavy load. And no need for developers to managing the caching logic. It's not required because this caching logic is inbuilt there in the DAX, in the DynamoDB accelerator. It handles all the cache logics inside it, and the compatible with Dynamo API calls. It compatible with all the DynamoDB API calls. Okay, and here is the diagram. Here if you see here the application, okay, the application and the DynamoDB. If a developer is writing some code and developing the application, and it has to write the logic in the cache memory to retrieve the data from the database. But in case of DAX, it has the inbuilt cache inside it, so the faster retrieval of data you will find it in case of the DAX accelerator. Okay, what it says, it's fully managed high available in memory cache, 10x performance improvement. In case of this normal cache logic, the developer has to write it, but in this case the developer no need to write or no need to worry about that. Okay, it will be done by the DAX, DynamoDB accelerator. Okay, on demand capacity. So you have to pay for the request for the pricing. The pricing whatever you use on demand, that you have to pay for that, and it has some balanced cost and performance, no minimum capacity, and no charges for read or write. It charges for only storage and backup. Okay, pay more per request than which provision the capacity. So it has also on-demand backup and restore. It provides full backups at any time, zero impact on table performance or the availability, consistent within seconds and retained until it deleted. Okay, operates within the same region as the source table. point in time recovery. So what is the point in time recovery? So okay, so what happens, what it says, protects against accidental writes or the deletes. Sometimes if you are writing some data or keys into that, you'll be writing something wrong data entries to the database, or if sometimes it's being deleted accidentally, right? You can recovery whatever being deleted. That's what. So point in time recovery facility also available. So restore any point in the last 35 days. It also provides incremental backups. When you are taking the backups, the incremental backup facility it provides. So by default it's not enabled. Okay, you have to, whenever you create the table, you have to set off the point in time recovery to enable. Okay, you have to enable the point in time recovery, and the latest restorable time is 5 minutes. Okay, so let's talk about the security. What are the securities are there? So it provides the encryption at the rest using KMS. So KMS encryption it uses, and it provides site-to-site VPN security. Also direct connect, and it provides the IAM policies and roles. You can provide whenever you create the tables and you are using DynamoDB, you can provide some kind of access to specific user or specific roles you can provide, and you can monitor the logs and the system health or the database health using the CloudWatch and CrowdTrail, and it also provides the BPC endpoint. These are the security features which you can use in DynamoDB. So let's talk about the replications. It also provides the global tables. What it does is a managed multi-master and multi-region replication. Okay, so this is actually whenever you replicate your table, it will be globally distributed the applications. Okay, and you cannot do that. You have to provide the streaming options to the DynamoDB. Based on your DynamoDB streams, it will be replicate, and it has multi-region redundancy for disaster recovery or high availability. Okay, so multi-region redundancy for your DR and HA. So no application rewrites and the replication latency under 1 second. Okay, so whenever you replicate your data or table or you're adding something, that means you are adding some new items or creating the tables, within 1 second the same data will be replicated in the other region. That means the replication is very fast. Within 1 second it will be replicated. I'll show you in action how you can do the replications and how you can enter the data, and the data will be reflected immediately in another region. Okay, so let's start, and I'll show you how you can do the global table setups. Okay, I have split it into two windows. One I have selected as Ohio region and another is Northern California. Okay, so just go and create table on Ohio region, and we'll see how it reflects to the Northern California. Okay, just give the table name as same as product TV. Okay, and the primary key setup as product IT. Okay, and the string you have to select the type as number. We're going to give numeric as it's a primary key, and leave it as use default settings. Okay, and just go and hit create. It will take some time to get created. Okay, yeah, the database is now, the table is now that's created. So if you see it here, the table is created in the Ohio region, right? And if you want to see this table in the Northern California, you have to just refresh it. See, nothing is there. So what you have to do, you have to turn the replication on. Okay, so just click under more, you can find it out, the global tables. Okay, select the global table tab, and here before doing that, what it says, the global table enables you to use DynamoDB as a fully managed multi-region and multi-master database. Okay, so this provides a great feature. So by default it will be, the streams will be disabled, right? So you have to enable the streams. Without enabling the stream it will not work. So it says new and old images. Okay, select enable it, and once the stream is enabled, you have to add the region, which region you are going to replicate the database, right? So here the current region is Ohio, then you have to select the replication region which you want to replicate it. Go and search for Northern California. Yes, US West. Okay, it's just checking the status, and the region is ready, and click create replica to proceed. Okay, then you have to just hit the create replica button. Just take a few minutes or a few seconds based on your internet speed and all. So just what here it is. So replica in the intended region has been initiated successfully. It may take few minutes for the replica to be created. Okay, just see the product ID table region is says as Northern California, and it's on demand. Read at capacity mode should be on demand to create the replica. Okay, just scroll and see the replica are being updated or created. Okay, just refresh this page, we'll see. Okay, still it's not reflected. Okay, just wait for some time. I'm just forwarding the video meantime. Okay, here we go. The replica is now created. See here the region name is US East Ohio and US West Northern California. Okay, both are in active status and on demand read and write capacity. Okay, so just go and refresh this site. You'll see the same product DB will be available over here. Okay, see the product DB is already active on Northern California region. So now see if we add items into that, how quickly it gets reflected in the Northern California. Go to item and add some item over here, right? If you select your product DB in Northern California, go to the item, you will see here nothing is there, only no items available. Okay, so now go and create items into the void region. Okay, let me create it. Create item, just give the product ID as 01 or 1. So select append, give a string the same as product name. Okay, product name, suppose I'm giving as suppose I'm giving as LED bulb. Okay, so LED bulb is the product. I'm going to add it here. The values be LED bulb. Okay, type LED bulb. Now click it save, or you can add the company if you want. Okay, so now LED bulb is added, and just refresh the site. You'll see same items getting reflected immediately in the Northern California zone. Okay, now I'm going to add one more, the product ID 2. Okay, just append, give the string, give the product name. Okay, product name, and give a value like we can give fan. Okay, just type we just give fan and save it. Once we save it and just okay, it's created. Now refresh that site. Once we refresh it, we'll find it. See here the LED bulb and the fan is added. So in this way the replications being done in the both sides. Thanks for watching the video and hope you understand fully. If you have any doubt or any comment, please comment in the comment section. If you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe it now. Whenever I get updated new tutorials, you'll be get notified. Thank you.